Jimmy Kimmel is back and Donald Trump is enraged. Donald Trump is now threatening to sue ABC once again for allowing Kimmel back on air. And Kimmel's return, it was nothing short of resounding. Kimmel went on air and made clear that he is not going to let Donald Trump or ABC bully him into silence. He clarified that he never had any ill will towards Charlie Kirk, that he never intended to make light of Kirk's murder, praised Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, for her forgiveness of the alleged shooter, and framed the controversy as a battle between free speech and a battle between the First Amendment and the truth that drew support from celebrities, fellow hosts, and even political opponents. And it comes as Sinclair Broadcast and Nexstar still refuse to air Jimmy Kimmel's show across their affiliate networks. And so not everyone got to see Jimmy Kimmel's return. And so I want to give you some highlights. Jimmy Kimmel started off by making clear that the president of the United States made it very clear. He wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he cannot take a joke. Kimmel went on to say that Donald Trump is essentially a bully. And in this moment, we cannot cave to bullies who want to silence us. Kimmel quipped that Trump might be, quote, have to release the Epstein files to distract from the fact that he wants to silence voices, that he wants to suppress speech. Kimmel mocked the chairman of the FCC, Brendan Carr, calling him the most embarrassing car Republicans have embraced since the Cybertruck. A sarcastic jab meant to ridicule Carr's actions, meant to attack the decision to deplatform Jimmy Kimmel. And folks, as a result, right now, Donald Trump is threatening to sue ABC following Kimmel's return, saying, quote, I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? He is yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. No evidence of that. He went on to say, I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. Well, as Kimmel said, now's not the time to let bullies win, comparing Donald Trump to a bully. And Kimmel made clear that Trump is going to go after more people. He's going to sue journalists. He's going to target people like me. So make sure to subscribe to support my work or send a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas to keep this fight going. Because here's the deal. At the end of the day, ABC did cave. And it's something that I will never do. Caving is not allowed in this moment. And it's interesting. Disney decided to raise its prices in an awkward move at the same time that many people across the globe canceled Disney Plus subscriptions. So Disney and ABC essentially raised prices for Disney Plus, for Hulu, for ESPN, even as people are boycotting the network still, because in a lot of ways, Donald Trump's pressure is only going to grow now that Kimmel is back on air. And folks, there is something significant happening in Washington, D.C. right now that no one is talking about, because last night there was a special election in Arizona's 7th Congressional District to replace the late Raul Grijalva, a Democratic congressman who passed away in office earlier this year. Well, his daughter, Adelita Grijalva, has won Arizona's 7th special election. Now, she was expected to win, so it's not a surprise that she won. But here's why it's a big deal. Democrat and Republican congressmen have been pushing a discharge petition to try to release the Epstein files. They needed 218 signatures to get this discharge petition across the finish line to force the full vote of the House. They have 217 right now. Now that Grijalva is going to be sworn in a matter of weeks, they'll get their 218th signature. They will have the votes to get this discharge petition across the finish line, which means you could have a vote on to release the Epstein files by the full House of Representatives as soon as mid-October. And at the same time, a 12-foot statue of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein holding hands has been anonymously installed on a national mall by a group called the Secret Handshake during Friendship Month, featuring plaques that quote an alleged bawdy birthday letter and reigniting scrutiny of the Trump-Epstein ties, prompting a White House rebuke and renewed calls from survivors and lawmakers for full transparency amid contentious DOJ releases of the Epstein files. They want more files out. They want more files out. Survivors deserve it. The victims deserve it. The American public deserve it. And, well, here's the thing. We may get them soon with Grijalva swearing in just a matter of weeks. Meanwhile, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but there was major controversy within Republican circles over the fact that at the United Nations, a escalator that Donald Trump was going up, well, it stopped, leading some in MAGA world to call for the bombing of the United Nations, literally attacking the UN, moving it out of New York. I mean, some of the craziest things you'll ever hear, but we're now learning the truth. And the truth is that the escalator failure was likely triggered by a safety mechanism by a U.S. delegation videographer. And the teleprompter that Donald Trump railed about that didn't work, well, it was run by the White House. Details officers note against a backdrop of intermittent escalator shutdowns tied to UN budget shortfalls and delayed U.S. funding. MAGA wanted to go to war against the United Nations when in reality, it was just MAGA's fault, or I guess the White House's fault, that both the escalator and the teleprompter didn't work for Donald Trump. Portland says that ICE is violating a 2011 land use permit by holding people overnight at a field office. City records obtained via FOIA show multiple instances of detainees held beyond the permit's 12-hour limit, including at least 16 people held 27 plus hours on January 26th, boarded up windows and ongoing nightly protests. The mayor has issued a notice of violation, giving the landlord 30 days to fix the breaches. The Department of Homeland Security strongly disputes the claims. The Trump administration will pilot an AI-driven Medicare prior authorization program called WISER starting on January 1st, 2026 in 6 states to cut, quote, wasteful procedures. But doctors, lawmakers, and researchers warn that the plan risks automated denials, opaque vendor incentives, and patient harm unless independent oversight, clear human standards, and transparency are enforced. Gaza's last functioning hospitals and field clinics are overwhelmed by a, quote, tsunami of wounded and displaced people fleeing Israel's offensive in northern Gaza. The Kremlin says that there is no alternative but to continue its 2022 invasion of Ukraine, with Peskov, the spokesperson for the Kremlin, describing the campaign as necessary to secure Russia's interests. As always, folks, that's all the news right now. I'm on my way to New York City to moderate the first stop of Vice President Kamala Harris's book tour. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure to subscribe today, and I'll see you this evening for more. Hey folks, Aaron Parnas here. Thank you so much for watching The Parnas Perspective. Please consider subscribing to support our work as we grow this independent news media entity into something that rivals mainstream every single day. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.